So that crossroads could not have gone better. As much as I wanted to get Kyle out, I had to work with the guy because we are only 4-3 up in the numbers. I can't give that up. So we keep Kyle around. We work with him. At the same time, though, we burned his compass. We burned Gideon's compass. We found out Gideon was at the bottom of the last alliance. I'm still on a tribe with Maddie and Rob, who are my two closest allies. It was a bummer to see Jennifer go. She would, I would have loved her to be the fourth in my mini little sub alliance, but I'm still feeling pretty good about where I am in the game. I think maybe I can work with Gideon and Ryan down the road. We'll see, but we kept the numbers. We weakened a couple other players who I might need to take out at some point. I'm feeling good.
Gideon does not count. 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 Oh, baby, I've been waiting for this one. And weirdly, poetic justice that Jack screwed his own game over by blabbing his mouth to Kyle. Yeah, I voted for Kyle and Jack ended up going home. Who freaking cares? Jack's not a number. Jack's never been with me. I'm glad he's gone. He's a backstabber. It actually worked out. I actually like Kyle. I think Kyle might work with me in the future. Obviously, I'm on the bottom, but the Expedition Online gods have not been with me this whole freaking game. I've played this whole game from the bottom. So how could it get any worse? Obviously, the tribe swap didn't screw me because I'm on the bottom no matter what. But I mean, I said I was playing my idol next time I went to tribal council. I wasn't lying because I know no matter what, I'm on the bottom. Now, what's my way out of this? I'm always thinking of a way out. How can I get out of this situation now that I'm on the bottom? Because, as I said, the Expedition Online gods are not with me this whole game. I've had the worst luck of anybody there, but I'm still here because skill. No, because I found an idol. So, what am I going to do? Over the next few days, I'm going to be looking for an idol with no clue. There was no clue room. I don't even know if the idol's been hidden yet, but I'm going to go look because as long as I still have breath in this game, I will play my freaking heart out. Now, what's my play? I love Ryan to death, but I was planting those seeds after Tribal Council tonight that I was the only person who didn't vote Gabe. They were like, how do you think Gabe's relationship is on the other tribe? I said, he's definitely on the bottom, but he doesn't know it. But if you go and watch, I said, I'm the only person who didn't vote Gabe. Gabe will go wherever I go. So I'm going to use that argument and try to say, guys, I love you, Ryan, and I do love Ryan. I love you, Ryan, but you're the one you voted out Gabe with the other people. And I didn't. I can swing Gabe over. I'm your swing, So, I'm going to use that. I think maybe that'll work. Obviously, my back's against the wall, but it has been this whole game. So, as long as I still have breath in this game, I'm going to be thinking of ways to get out of it. A great idol play on Kyle's part as well. And weirdly, the idol play worked, even though I put my vote towards Kyle, because we got out somebody who's not even one of my numbers. It wasn't Ryan, so that's great. Because I like Ryan. And I can put the blame on Ryan. So, yeah. I mean, awesome stuff happened today. Yeah, my back's against the wall. Yeah, I'm on the bottom, but what's new? This game's fun, and I'm going to keep on playing it till I'm out of the game. So, hope this is entertaining, and let's hope and pray that there's a merge. Please.
Alrighty, so day 4 confessional. I'm excited because I found the steal vote, so that will definitely come in handy at some point. It's going to make sure I play it at the right time. Unfortunately, though, last night's tribal was a little crazy, and we ended up putting our votes the wrong way, and Gideon used a compass to save himself. And because I heard my name come out, I was forced to play with compass on myself just to make sure I got saved, and it ended up working out. So I guess not so bad, but I would have really liked to keep that a bit longer. But at least I was able to tell Maddie about it beforehand, so I was able to solidify my alliance with her and my trust with her. So hopefully she understands that I had no choice and I had to play it, and it doesn't affect any part of our alliance. But yeah, hopefully I can move forward, and might decide to tell Maddie about the steal vote. I'm not really sure how. I think I kind of missed my opportunity to tell her, so it might be something I might do later on, just to tell her I got a second one somehow or something, like maybe because the compasses were used, new advantages came out, and that's what it was. But yeah, we'll see how we go from here, and we have a nice day off today, so we will go and have some fun, and we'll see you guys all back on the next day.
That party swap was intense. I am super, super grateful that I ended up on a new party with a majority original Team Janet, because that put me in more of a position to feel a little more safe than I would have. I did not feel 100% safe, but I feel pretty confident about my relationships with Kyle, Daniel, and Rob, and I felt like we were all very upfront and honest with each other, and no one was trying to do any like schemy, weird stuff. I did wake up this morning feeling a little bad about what happened with Gideon at our crossroads. So Gideon and I were in a room together on day 0 with 6 total people, and being new in the game, we all were like, we don't know anyone. This seems like a pretty solid group. If we end up on the same party, let's try to stick together. Obviously, things changed because we ended up being on different parties. Still have respect for Gideon in all that he does. And when I talked to him last night, he basically let me in that he thinks that he was on the bottom in his old party. I am not sure if I believe him, but I have to take it at his word, because I don't think he has anything like... I think that was his cry for help. So I tried to convince my alliance that we needed to vote out Jack, because I think moving forward, Gideon would be a really good number for us. I think people thought that Jack had the compass, so we were all going to put votes on Gideon. Jack would play his compass, Gideon would go home, and we would flesh out the compass. Turns out Gideon had the compass, and Kyle had a compass, so all the votes that went to Gideon were gone. All the votes that went to Kyle, gone. So we had to revote and ended up voting out Jack, which is what I wanted from the start. So I did get a vote thrown my way in the second revote, and I know that was from Gideon. I am feeling a little concerned that he thinks I betrayed his trust. I was really trying to push my alliance to vote Jack out, but when it's 3v1, I had to do what's best for the group. So I didn't end up doing that. I'm really happy with the results, but I think on Monday, my biggest priority is smoothing that over with Gideon and making sure he's on our side. I know I've been talking for a while, but I also want to touch on that we were able to watch the other team's crossroads, and it was really interesting to see Justin's gameplay at work. I was really proud of him because he was exempt and safe, but he fought really, really, really hard for the original Team Janet to have numbers, and I thought that was really cool. I thought it was a really bold, awesome move. I'm sad that we had to see Jennifer go. She's just a wonderful human being. So it was really awesome though to see Justin laying it all out there. So I'm feeling good about the original Team Janet over there. Hopefully once we combine parties, whenever that is, we're still aligned and good. I do not get good vibes from original Team Ethan on the other party. They seem pretty cocky and, quite frankly, I don't know, a little cold. So I don't really feel super connected to them just by watching what happened at their crossroads. Anyways, super happy. Both compasses are gone. That means there's going to be more coming. I just know it. And I am going to find one. I'm going to do it. This is my time and I'm ready to play. So breathe easy. Still in the game. Happy Gideon's here. Happy Jack's gone. Sad Jennifer's gone. But overall, last night was wild and I'm going to need this full day off to process. So thanks for the day off.
It's day 4 of Expedition Online. Let's start at the very beginning, right? So we started off today with a tribe swap between tribes Ethan and Janet. Straightforward enough. I made some little quip about how I was running out of red things and I was now going to be able to use all my blue clothing, and made a joke about like, oh, I'm not sure if it's actually a favor or, you know, an upside yet. But this ended up kind of working in my favor, so I'm, you know, originally Team Janet, but got moved to Team Ethan, along with Daniel, Maddie, and Kyle. Daniel and Maddie, I feel really, really good about. I also feel good about Kyle, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel really close to Daniel and Maddie. And so I'm really glad that the 4 of us, and, you know, the 3 of us in particular, made it together. We also got joined by Gideon, Jack, and Ryan from the original Team Ethan. So we actually ended up Team Janet having a bit of the majority in this new tribe, this new Ethan tribe. So that was a bit of an interesting twist, and I'm glad that it happened the way it did. But it was still stressful because we found out immediately that we were going to be going into a double crossroads, where each party is going to be going to crossroads, but this challenge beforehand was going to allow whoever scored the most points in this backwards bowling challenge to achieve individual exemption of their own party. And so for our tribe, for our party, that meant that Daniel won individual exemption. It was between him and Kyle. And then for Team Janet, still trying to get that name straight because it's such a fresh change, Justin, who is one of the OG Janets with me, won exemption, which means he was safe at their crossroads, which is great. But both parties still had to go to crossroads, which was a bit rough. That said, because our party got the highest points, we were able to sit in on Team Janet's crossroads before having our own. And as we sat in on their crossroads, we saw that Justin decided to take his power with exemption and really run with it. Like, he decided, screw everything, I'm gonna go balls to the wall. He called out that the other tribe had divisions, that they were kind of having Hannah on the bottom, but also Gabe on the bottom, and he was gonna vote Gabe. And he was imploring anyone who was gonna vote with him to also vote Gabe, which is exciting because Gabe was sent home on day 2, but brought back through the trial of the deserted twist. I know, layers, so many layers. It's hard to keep track of all at once. Like, I'm going crazy. Anyway, didn't work. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to one of our original Janets, Jennifer. Jennifer, if you're watching this, my goodbye message to you is, I loved you, I thought you were great, and we didn't really get the opportunity, or we didn't really have to make any super crazy alliances because we'd only been to one crossroads together, but I really wanted to work with you more in this game, and I hate that you left already. I already miss you. I already miss the sounds of your African gray parrot in the background of your videos. It was a comfort. But that brought us to our own crossroads for this new tribe, Ethan. And leading up to this, we'd had a strategy session about an hour or so where we were able to meet together as a new tribe and have some social chatter, but more importantly get to chat in smaller groups and kind of see where people's heads were at, where people were thinking of voting. I immediately got into a small chat with Ryan, and I actually got really good vibes from him. I still get good vibes from him. He was right off the bat saying, I'm a very reasonable guy, I'm open to working with you. If there's a deal to be made, I am willing to make a deal, which is interesting to hear because you don't know if people are just fishing for information or being genuine, but it sounded really genuine from him. And then I went off into another room and ended up talking to Gideon, who was doing a bit more a bit more obvious fishing of, oh, I saw you weren't part of that channel with them. Why was that? And I was a little off put by it because there are these limits on what can happen in these channels, on who can be part of these channels. And I felt he was trying to insinuate that I was on the bottom of the four of us who were in OG Janet, of me, Daniel, Maddie, and Kyle. Whereas I actually feel that I am in the top of, the top three of that four. I'm not going to say I am top 1, 2, or 3, but I think I'm top 3 of that 4. And I felt like it was a very shallow attempt on Gideon's part to try and get some more information out of me. After that, I got to chat with Kyle one-on-one because, as I just said about Gideon, Kyle, Daniel, and Maddie were able to get into the 3-on-3 group and really get able to talk about where they thought the vote should go. And Kyle told me, we're voting Gideon, but we're going to tell everyone that we're voting Jack, or we're going to insinuate that we're voting Jack, so that way, if Jack has a compass, Jack will place at compass, negate 0 votes, Gideon goes home. Which is all fine and dandy. But then we hear more information from our decent strategizing chats that we've got a fractured other tribe. And by other tribe, I mean the original Ethan tribe, where Garrett, who is now Team Janet, and Jack, who Garrett is now Team Janet, Jack is with us, were the kingpins or the leaders of that tribe and directing the votes, and that Gideon and Ryan were on the outs, along with Gabe, who was on the other tribe, and Justin tried to get sent home. Whole bunch of mess, right? Because now we're thinking maybe instead of sending Gideon home, we actually change around and send Jack home, since he's the leader of this and Gideon's already on the outs. Anyway, we get to our crossroads after the other tribe does theirs, and they have their stressful blowout, and we have our votes, and Gideon and Kyle both used their compasses. I had 0 idea Kyle had a compass. I also had 0 idea that Gideon had a compass, but he was never on my tribe before now, so why would I? Gideon negates 5 votes against him. Kyle negates the remaining 2 votes against him. So that tells me, at least, that Ryan was intuitive and flipped in order to vote Gideon out with the majority. So props to you, Ryan. I see what you're doing, and you're doing really good at it. And then Gideon and Jack voted Kyle for whatever reason, and Kyle was smart enough to negate that with his own compass. And we had to go to a complete new revote where now Gideon, Kyle, and of course Daniel are all exempt from votes. So our alliance, and by alliance I mean Kyle, myself, Daniel, and Maddie, added with a helpful +1 from Ryan, voted Jack. And then either Jack or Gideon, one of them voted for Ryan, the other one voted for Maddie. So there was a little bit of a disconnect. It was very clear that they were not actually in concert with each other. That made me feel really good going back into our tribe chatter for the rest of the night, where, I feel like it was a stressful enough tribal. We had 2 compasses correctly played. I poured myself the first drink I've had all February. I know it's the shortest month, so don't worry about it. And we had a good time. We just chatted. We got to hear a little bit more about what we think the dynamics are on the other tribe, whether Gabe is at the top, the bottom. Turns out people think he's really at the bottom, but he is blind to his own situation. Hopefully, if we're all able to get to a rendezvous together soon, we can pull Gabe in and really run this game. I'm actually starting to feel really good about where we are. I don't know if it's this glass of wine I've had. Could be. It could be. But I'm feeling really good about where we are. I'm feeling really good about where I am with Daniel and Maddie, especially since I finally got to have a one-on-one with Maddie and hear that she feels good about me, or at least decent about me. In any case, she feels good about Daniel, and she feels better about me than she does Kyle. So I know if there is a top three, I'm number three. And I'm okay with that. Number three gets you spot at finals, and gets you the opportunity for votes. I just need to survive to get that far. And this is a 10-minute confessional. Good luck to whoever has to watch this. Anyway, wish me luck. This is a game that is getting a little crazier and a little crazier. We still have 2 vote steal advantages that are up for grabs. Actually, we have at least 1 vote steal advantage that's up for grabs, which became apparent to us during the trail map of today's challenge. It's already been claimed, so we know at least 1 person has it. We don't know if 1 person per tribe has it. It could just be whoever got that one gets it. So it'll be interesting to see once that actually starts to play out. Until then, I have a day off tomorrow from this game, and it's gonna be nice to be able to decompress and relax entirely. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Today was the craziest day ever. There was a party swap, and Jack, Gideon, and I ended up in the minority of Team Ethan. Being in the minority definitely made the 3 of us scramble, and Gideon proposed a strong 3 vote against Kyle, which I agreed to. In fact, right before Crossroads, I confirmed it with Gideon using code language, since Rob was in the room. I asked, "So, are you still planning on doing the 3 music programs we talked about in the past?" He replied, "Yes," with a look in his eye. And I said, "Oh, cool. Unfortunately, I'm not talented enough with music, but my college has these 3 great journalism programs, which is perfect for me because I love writing." So yeah, hidden 3s. So in the end, Gideon and I voted for Kyle, but apparently Jack wasn't in agreement and actually tipped us off to Kyle. That was pretty interesting. What else? My inexperience or perceived inexperience is really helping me, so I'm trying to maintain that front. I want to be as unnoticeable as I can and then come in for the kill. That's why I started positioning the camera to look down on me, so I don't look intimidating. I also constantly bring up the fact that I've only watched 1 season of Survivor, because I really think that helps people not view me as a threat. When Daniel asked me straight up where I'm going to college, I lied and said Boston University, because if I said Harvard, that's an instant vote off. And apparently Rob couldn't get a first impression of me or a good reading on day 0, which is awesome. To Jack, you were voted off, and I wanted to say that I'm sorry. Based on our conversations, I could tell how much you love this game. Honestly, you deserve to be here more than me, and I really wish you were still competing with us.